excited to be sharing this time with you. So excited that I'm even going to give up this beautiful sunset that you can see happening outside my windows to spend it with you. Today, we're going to set you up for success as we come to the end of Launch Camp. So we've got lots to explore, but really valuable information. So I'm very excited to start diving into it. Let's go. So over the last 5 weeks, we've gone through the parts: being prepared, inviting people to learn about doTERRA, presenting to them the options and the opportunities, enrolling them, and supporting them. So once we're doing that, where do we go from? That's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to look at the bigger picture and how you continue to grow your business. The first thing I want to talk about is the first 5 steps to building your doTERRA business. Our how is the pipes and the 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 1. The what is what we're looking to achieve. So these are kind of your 5 benchmarks or your 5 goals that you want to aspire to. Before we go into those 5 steps, I just want to remind you briefly, and there are other videos included in Launch Camp previously, about the commissions that doTERRA pays. There are 5 types. In a nutshell, there is Fast Start, which is paid based weekly, based on your new customer enrollments. There's the Power of 3, which is paid monthly, based on those customers being on Loyalty Rewards Program. There's a Uni Level, which is paid monthly based on every order that happens in your organization each month. As you get to the higher ranks, there are rank bonus pools, and one that we don't really worry about too much because it's not going to bring in large amounts of income is there are retail sales if people decide not to become a customer or a member, not to take advantage of the discount code and the education package, and then you get a little bit of money that way as well. But we don't really focus on retail sales at all. I also really want to go through some really important terms. So the first one is PV. You notice that everything in doTERRA has a price, but it also has a PV. This allows us to journey around the world and work with a whole range of different currencies, but have the same measurability. So your PV of an order, or whenever we're talking about PV, that is your personal volume, and that is the volume purely of just your order. We then have something called TV. Now, the team volume is the volume of your order, the PV of your order, and everyone on your front line of your tree. We're going to explore that in a second, what your front line actually is. And then your OV is your organizational volume. That is the total volume of everyone in your doTERRA business or in your doTERRA tree. Now, one common mistake is people will call rewards points PV or PV points. So what our rewards points are, they're credit points, or sometimes we call them doTERRA dollars, that are earned when you're part of the Loyalty Rewards Program. Now, this is based on the PV of the order. And you can see from the image on the left-hand side, when someone's in the Loyalty Rewards Program, they get 10% rewards points back from their PV spend. So let's pretend that someone did a 100 PV order. In the first 3 months, they'd get 10%, so 10 points back. If they continue in the program for the next 3 months, they get 15, and then 20, and 25, and then once you hit month 13 onwards, you stay at 30%. And once you're up at those high levels, you definitely don't want to go back down to the 10% because you're earning triple the amount of points when you're getting that 30%. And you'd go back if you don't do an order 1 month. So just to be clear, PV is measuring the size of the order, and the rewards points is something you get back to spend on free goodies. So this is a really important thing to be clear on. Why is it important to place a 100-point loyalty rewards order each month? You think of 2 different reasons. Now, the first one is you are a wellness advocate. You are going to be training people on how to live the doTERRA wellness lifestyle. If you are not doing that by using doTERRA's oils, supplements, cleaning, laundry, and bathroom products, then how are you going to talk about your own experiences to other people? That's part of the investment in your business and also in your own well-being. Secondly, You don't get any commissions from doTERRA if you are not placing a 100 PV order. And one thing that is vital for you to do is always make sure that your loyalty rewards template is over 100 PV. Even if you're not sure what you're going to order next month, put something in there, like 2 packs of long life vitality. And then if you need to, you can change that later on. Because as I showed a couple of minutes ago, things and commissions like Fast Start are paid on a weekly basis. So if 1 week the system, it's a computer, not a human, goes to check, oh, you've enrolled someone, I need to give you some commission. Are you going to, or have you done a 100 PV order? Oh no, your template sent to 50, no commission for you. So commissions are paid all different times. So it's just as a safety, we always keep something in our template, even if we haven't decided what we're going to get next month, up to 100 PV. And I normally use just 2 lifelong vitality packs in there if I haven't decided what I need next week or next month. Okay, let's go into the 5 steps of building your business, the 5 goals that we like to celebrate. The first thing that we want to do, and you may have already done this by this point, is enroll your first customers. So this is where we spark conversations with people we know in our network, doing our 2+2. We give them an oil experience, whether it be smelling some peppermint, sampling them with some lavender, getting them to come and have an aroma touch, whatever that may be. Then we invite them when they've had a good oil experience to find out more, and we give them what they would need to know, and then we invite them to enroll as a new customer. Basically, we do the pipes. It's really key that you learn how to enroll customers. This is going to be the core of your business and something you need to be doing constantly for the rest of your doTERRA career. David Schum, who is one of our top leaders in doTERRA, he has 500 diamonds, 300 blue diamonds, and 100 presidential diamonds in his organization. And many of us just aspire one day to hit that highest rank of presidential diamond. He's helped that many people get to it. And he says pretty much every problem in your business can be fixed by enrolling more people, 95% of the time. Invite and enroll. He's very big on that. So learning and mastering how to enroll customers is really, really important. The other great benefit of this is if you're constantly enrolling, you're constantly getting Fast Start commission. This is 20% of each order's PV. And that is the highest commission you can ever earn from someone in that first 60 days. So what you'll also find if you're doing that, you're going to have a lot of money going into your account. It's known as an AR balance, and that's going to help you pay for your 100 PV order. If you're enrolling 2, 3, 4 people a month, you probably won't be paying for your orders. You'll have enough money to pay for that. So you're actually running a business without going into the red, which is really important. A lot of businesses have to, be in the red and be in debt for a couple of years. We're hoping you're only in the red for the first couple of months or so. Step 2 is structuring your tree or your organization for the power of 3 commission. So you may or may not have had a chance to look at this yet, but if you'd like to look at your tree after you've enrolled a few people, you can go to this part on your dashboard in your back office. If you hover over team, you'll see a spot that says graphical tree. And when you pull that up, you'll get something that looks like this. Now, this shows all the circles are people that are on 100 or more LRP. The squares are people on LRP under 100, and the people without a shape around them are not on the loyalty rewards program. The different colors represent either a rank or whether a wellness advocate or just a wholesale customer. So that way you can start to see this. And now this is a large, large tree. And in your mentoring sessions, we can go through and look at your tree and get to understand exactly what each person represents. But this is each one represents a customer in your organization. So what is the power of 3? Basically, to qualify, you've got to have your 100 PV order set up. And then when you have 3 team members on your front line, so the front line, if we look here, is this little person here and this little person here. And there'll be more on. It's hard to get the whole tree onto a thing. So we're looking at this person, they've got a lot of people on their front line. So it's just those that are on the first level. So basically, you're doing your 100-point LRP, and you've got 3 people in your front line doing their 100-point PV, and it should be the TV, actually, the total volume is 600. Then you get paid your power of 3. So let me give you an example of this. So a real classic example, obviously we need to add up to that 600 TV. So if you, Sally, Simon, and Sharon each did 150 PV, perfect. You've got your $50 for that month that you've done those LRPs. Does it have to be like that? No, not necessarily. You could have 4 people on your front line, and Sally does 150, Simon does 150, Sharon only does 125, but Steve still does 50. And if you add all that up, you'll realize it goes over the 600 TV, team volume, and you've still got 3 people that are doing over 100 PV. Have a look at this one. Give you a second to pause and look. Does this qualify for power of 3? The answer is no, for 2 different reasons. First of all, if you add up the TV, it only comes to 590 PV. Plus, even if Stephanie had done a 50 PV order and you had a 600 TV, team volume, on that front line, guess what? You've only got Sally and Simon that have done their 100 plus. So no, you would not get your power of 3 bonus of $50 that month. So why do we aim to get our power of 3? First of all, it's practicing another skill. After we've learned how to enroll people, we need to learn how to support and educate them. That's what we looked at last week. How do we get people in the loyalty rewards program? We don't ask them to go on it. We educate them so much so that they ask, how do I purchase items? How do I get these things that you're educating me about? And the smartest way, of course, is the loyalty rewards program, because you get so much back for free. So as you encourage people to learn more about it and adopt that doTERRA wellness lifestyle, you're going to get people on LRP. Bonus is $50 every month that you achieve that. So every month it's based on having 3 people on your front line doing that 100 PV order, as well as yourself. Step 3. Then what we want to do is those 3 loyal people that are helping you get your $50 each month, we want to help them get theirs. So how would that look? In a nutshell, this would be an ideal situation where Sally's got Adam, Anna, and Alfred all doing their 150. Simon's got Billy, Bronwyn, and Bianca, and Sharon has Charlie, Claire, and Catherine, as you can see. Now, we can use any kind of variety of that, as we showed by the simple power 3 examples before. As long as each person has their TV of 600, you've got them plus their 3 below them doing at least 100 PV. Once you help Sally, Simon, and Sharon each get their $50, you get $250. Now that is where you're starting to pay for your order completely each month and start to have a little bit left over. The exciting thing is, if you can help Sally, Simon, and Sharon get their 250 by helping Adam, Anna, Alfred, Billy, Bronwyn, Bianca, Charlie, Claire, and Catherine each get their 50, you will eventually get $1,500 each month that you're able to achieve that. It would be 39 loyal customers, which when you're starting is a lot. But as I said, over time, you'll find that it just grows and grows. So you're getting that. And then you're getting a $1,500 bonus every month that those 39 loyal customers are helping out. So how do we structure for Powers Free? We talked about previously that each time we enter an enrollment, there is an enroller, so who introduced them, and then a sponsor. Where do we put them in the tree? Who do we put them under? So what we want to do is we want to start off by looking at 3 people on our front line who are placing those 100 PV orders on a monthly basis, or talk to others who have the potential to, and convert them to wellness advocates. And then we start putting people underneath them. Now, the exciting thing about Power of Three is it doesn't matter who enrolled the people. So you can put people under on that second level of Power of Three to help your first line, your front line get their Power of Three, but you can also help to empower them to maybe share a little bit and get a couple of people and help them adopt the wellness lifestyle so that they're also helping with the Power of Three as well. So, should you keep placing all of your enrollments on your front line? Definitely not. In fact, you only want to have 3 or 4 of your best customers or people that have shown a bit of interest in wanting to possibly build their own doTERRA business on your front line. And then we start putting all our enrollments underneath those other people to help them get their Power of Three and to get you your 250 and then your 1500 Power of Three. So basically with step 3, helping 3 loyal customers get their Power 3, what this does is this is starting to talk to other people about the advantage of doTERRA's commissions and their cashbacks and other people as well, so you're tapping into other networks. The benefit of this is you now have your 3 people getting half their orders paid for with their $50 US. That kind of locks them in as being loyal customers, and it's then securing your Power of Three as well, which will then encourage them to keep ordering, you keep getting your 250, and we keep building on that. Step 4, we then want to achieve the rank of elite. You may have noticed in some of the communication about doTERRA that there are different levels and different ranks, and we kind of consider elite to be the first one that we aspire for. So what is needed to reach the rank of elite? Basically, your OV. So we're not looking at just your TV now, we're looking at your OV. You need an OV in 1 month of 3,000. Now, if you get it, say, in March, you get an OV of 3,000, you're an elite. And you'll always be called an elite from then on. But if the next month you only have an OV of 2,900, you don't hit the rank of elite that month, and so you won't get paid any bonuses that are associated with that rank. So what does 3,000 OV look like? To put it in a person term or in a customer term, basically you've got 30 loyal customers doing an order of around 100 PV each. Obviously there'll be ups and downs because every order is going to be slightly different, but if you've got 30 loyal customers, you can be guaranteed that you're going to be hitting that rank of elite each month. So this is where we talk a little bit about Unilevel. Unilevel is a commission that allows members to earn a percentage of orders or from each order in your entire organization, which we call your downline. These numbers depend on how much you get, depends on where they are and what rank you are. The higher the rank, the more you get. So this is why we don't want to have everyone on your front line. For everyone on your front line, of their order, you get 2% back in dollars or in your currency of their PV. So you only get 2% back of your front line, whereas your next line, you get 3%. The line after that, 5, then 5, then 6, then 6, then 7. So you can see that we definitely don't want to have everyone on our front line because then we're only getting 2% of their orders in our commission rather than getting them right down low where we're getting 5, 6, or 7%, which is a much better return. And as you get to the higher ranks, you'll see on this diagram here, you start getting paid by those lower levels. So at the level of elite, you'll get paid on the 5 levels below you. When you get to premier, down to the 6 and silver onwards, you get paid on 7 levels. So what happens then if you've got people below your 7th level? Do you still get paid on them? Well, yes, you do, because doTERRA will always pay all the commission to everyone. So along the way, if there's people lower than your 7th, it's quite likely that somewhere along those lines, there are going to be people that aren't doing a 100 PV order. They're not going to get the commission. doTERRA doesn't keep that commission. They keep looking up the tree and work out who they can actually give it to. So it's quite possible that you will earn commission from people on your 12th level, 13th level, and so on as well. So we always support everyone in our organization because we get commission from everywhere. How do we make the most of Unilevel? So what we do is those customers that we're not going to rely on to achieve our Power 3 commission should be placed lower down in your tree to ensure that you earn a greater percentage from their order. So level 4 is to achieve that rank of elite. What are the business skills that you'll master here? You'll develop a stable customer base where they're regularly ordering while you're still adding new customers. So this will add a new significant stream of income above your Power 3 and your Fast Start. Your Fast Start will come from your enrollments. Your Power 3 will come from those loyal customers in the LRP program. But you're also, every single order that's going through, whether they be standard one-time orders or whether they be other people in the Loyalty Rewards program, you're going to be earning Unilevel off them as well. The 5th stage, or the 5th goal, is to achieve the rank of Premier. So, what is needed to achieve the rank of Premier? This is the first time that how you lay out your tree matters. What you need to be Premier is you need 5,000 OV. However, you need to have 2 legs that are called executive legs. It's the rank before elite. Elite is 3,000 OV. Executive is 2,000 OV. You need to have 2 executive legs. So as you can see, 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 5. So where does that extra 1,000 come from? It might come from your 3rd leg that might be a little bit weaker, but you must have 2 that are at least 2,000. So again, what is needed to reach that rank of Premier? Basically 50 loyal customers, because we were saying before it's 5,000 OV, 100 PV times 50, that's 5,000. There's some maths for you. So your stage 5, what you're aiming for is you're aiming to get that rank of Premier. This is where you're learning to build within the doTERRA structure and also starting to support emerging sharers. So you're going to get people that may be interested in, doing what you're doing. They may be interested in doing launch camp. Most of the time, most of us come from loving the product and then getting a little bit of benefit, like a little bit of commission, and we go, oh, maybe I'll do a little bit more. Maybe the time's right. Maybe I'm looking for some extra income. Maybe I'm looking at changing jobs. Maybe I hate my job and I want to change. So we're always looking for people that may be interested in the business, and we talk about it in the personal consult with people. But what we find is people that are going to help you build the business, they'll just kind of evolve over time. So when it comes to structuring your tree, we really focus on that Power of 3, because if you look, after the rank of Premier, the next few ranks are Silver. And what do you need for Silver? You need 3 elites. So you need 3 legs of 3,000. These would be your 3 frontline people who have been there from the start, ordering their 100 PV every month to help you get your Power of 3. Now, to hit the rank of Gold, remember, you need those 3 people. You need 3 Premiers. So those that already have their executives and their OV. And then get to Platinum, you need 3 Silvers who under them have their 3 elites. So as we continue to build our Power 3, we're setting ourselves up for these higher ranks as well. So just a little point on placement. So this is a little flow chart that I like to share to explain when we've got a new enrollment, we've got until the 10th of the next month to decide where we want to put them. So we look at if a new customer is already told you, I want to share, I've got other people, they're really keen and already want to order more, or one of our biggest signs that someone's going to be a good customer and we want to put them somewhere for Power 3, they're successfully completing Oil Camp. And we talked about why Oil Camp is instrumental in our business and encouraging everyone to do it so we can work out if they're going to be a good customer or not. At the end of the day, you can't tell. Life happens, people are late bloomers, people lose their jobs and have to really constrict their spending, a whole range of different things like that. But these are our best indicators. So if someone is a yes to one of those three questions, they either want to share with other people immediately, they're already looking at buying other stuff, or they're successfully completing oil camp. What we do is we want to go, right, I think they'll be good for my Powers 3, and we put them wherever you need to achieve either your first $50 Powers 3 or to help your three front lines to get their Powers 3, so you get your 250 Powers 3, and then ongoingly to get that third 1,500 Powers 3 for yourself as well. So you ask yourself, which Power 3 am I not achieving consistently each month? You fill those gaps with these new enrollments, and which legs are preventing you from achieving that Power 3, that's where you pop them as well. If they don't look like they're going to want to share, they've got no one they want to share with, they don't look like they want to order anything else, and they're just not into oil camp and they're not participating, then we want to look to place them as far down as we can. We don't want them in our Power 3. We want to get them as far down. So when they do choose to order, at least we're going to get more uni-level commission off them. So then we look at, okay, what rank am I looking to achieve? So we normally put them in the leg that has the least volume, because when we're thinking about Premier and beyond, we need to have 2,000 OV there and 2,000 in another leg. So you don't want to have one big, fat, juicy leg with lots of OV and the other one with none in it. So we try and even that out with these people. And you want to look at what volume you need to achieve the next rank that you're going for. So those are our first 5 goals. 1, we want to intro. So those are our first 5 goals. 1, we want to enroll our first customers. 2, we want to support them to adopt the doTERRA wellness lifestyle and jump on the loyalty rewards program, so you're getting your $50 Power 3 bonus. Stage 3 or step 3, we want to help those 3 people get their Power 3 bonus. Step 4, achieving the rank of elite with about 30 loyal customers. And step 5, achieving the rank of premier with 50 loyal customers. We're going to change gears a little bit now. I want to talk to you a little bit about personal development. In order to be effective in doTERRA, we often joke actually that doTERRA is not an essential oil company, that it's a personal development company, because for many of us, we're going to be doing things that we've never done before, whether it be featuring on social media, whether it be organizing events, or whether it be coaching other people in their wellness, or even over time, helping other people to build their business as well. So you being the best version of yourself that you can be is going to be really positive. So what do we recommend for this? So basically, it's going to allow you to keep increasing your skills and your knowledge on whatever you're really passionate about and what you're interested in about. It's going to allow you to become a bit more self-aware and teaching you how to react, because there are going to be tough situations in your business throughout the time, and there are going to be times when you're going to want to quit. So having that personal development will give you that fortitude, that courage, and that strength, and that centeredness. Also, as we participate in different personal development, we're going to get motivation. Now, motivation is waning. It needs to keep on being topped up, and discipline, like your 2 + 2 + 2 + 1, will keep your business going. But we are emotional beings, and doing personal development will help to keep the heart beating strong as you go through doTERRA and feeling really passionate about it all the time. Also, it helps you to be positive. The better your thoughts, the more productive and the more positive the outcomes will be, not only in your business, but also in your life. So the idea of personal development, you're already busy, and now we're adding more time as we start to grow our doTERRA business. Does that mean you need to be off at yoga retreats every weekend? No. I think what it involves just slotting small things into your life wherever you can. Now, that can be simple as getting up a little bit earlier in the morning and reading. It may be as you're cleaning or cooking or exercising, putting some headphones on and listening to something. If you're in the car for more than 5 minutes a day, you've got no excuse, because that's a great time to listen to something that will actually help your development rather than just, the commercial rubbish that's kind of brain numbing. And the key is to making it work for yourself and making it a bit of a daily habit. At the end of the day, we all have the 24 hours in a day. We're spending 8 of them asleep. So in those 2/3 of each day, how you fill in those little gaps and what you just decide to fill your space with, is it going to be brain numbing or is it going to be uplifting? So some great things for personal development are books. Now, there are 2 ways to enjoy books these days. One great way is to use audiobooks. These are great when you're on the go. You don't have time just to sit and relax. There's memberships and things like Audible that you can take advantage of, and you'll find most books have an Audible version these days. Or, of course, if you prefer the paper version, there's definitely no harm in that. Here are some books that are recommended by myself and some of the other doTERRA leaders that we find to be really helpful. Some of them are to do with doTERRA or network marketing. More are about being empowered yourself or being a leader and so on. So I would even recommend maybe going for all 12 of these books. And if you're a really quick reader, there you go. You've got one book a month. You might even want to start a bit of a book club with some of your other people that you're sharing doTERRA with. And that could be really quite inspirational as well, especially if you've got other people that are doing the business with you. Now, I said it's really easy to listen to things when we're exercising, cooking, cleaning, driving, and so on. Podcasts are absolutely great. And you'll find that there's so many different topics. There are really digestible, quick podcasts of 10, 20, 30 minutes, through to ones that go for hours on end. You can stop and start them whenever you want. You can find them on our normal listening apps, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and so on. You'll find a whole range. If I could recommend some, these are some of my favorites and some of the other leaders' favorites as well. There are some that aren't necessarily essential oil focused. Some are focused more on the business, but like the Human Lab is all about all aspects of health. Now, it's not just about learning about doTERRA, it's about learning about health and wellness overall, and then how can we bring our products in to support that. Another one, I'm going to do a bit of shameless self-promotion, the podcast I do with the UK Aromatherapist Fellowship in Essential Oils. What I love about Elizabeth Ashley is she is not doTERRA trained and has no experience with doTERRA. So we obviously get a certain form of information about each of the oils and each of the products from doTERRA. She'll talk about rose totally differently to how a doTERRA person will. She'll talk about cardamom in a totally different way. So listening to these podcasts is a really great way of expanding your horizons and getting new appreciations for the oils. The Empowered Success with doTERRA is the podcast that's designed purely for those building a doTERRA business, and it's a really great one to listen to as well. So a word of warning when it comes to personal development. So some people worry that, I'm not ready to build a doTERRA business. Guess what? This is a learn on the job kind of experience. You don't need to get it right. You don't need to get your website and your branding and your Instagram and your social media perfect. Just get out there and start doing your 2 + 2 + 2 + 1 and your pipes, and you're going to get better over time. So don't wait until you've listened to all the podcasts, and you've read all the books, and you've finished your journey, because you're never going to get there. Also, be wary of not consuming too much. Find some things that work for you. There might be a couple of podcasts. There might be a book you go from time to time, but don't overwhelm your stuff and find that you get emotional constipation where you kind of don't know what to do. There's too many styles, too many different ideas. And it should never replace the pipes. Sometimes people spend all their time in doTERRA doing their personal development, becoming the best person they can be. But if you're not bringing in and educating new customers and existing customers, not doing your pipes, then your business is going to grow. You may be a great person because you've done your personal development, but you won't have a business to show for that. The other great thing that I think is really important is as we get involved in the business more and more, we're focusing on things like, what's your OV for this month? Are you getting your power of 3? How are you going for rank? Do you need help with that event and that type of thing? We got involved with doTERRA because we love essential oils and the other wellness products. And it's really important to keep your essential oil education up, both from sources within doTERRA and beyond. That will allow you to be a better educator, a better leader, and a better business owner because you have that product training. Just like we see in other professions, they do product training and personal development days. It's essential for you to do the same as well. So keep trying new doTERRA products. When you do your loyalty awards order each month, you want to make sure you're not just getting the same old, same old. Keep trying new things. And when new products are launched, be one of the first to grab them, try them, experience them, and learn about them. You also know that we in Essential Friendships offer a full range of trainings, both online and in person. Get to them and get to the events that doTERRA hosts as well. But of course, don't be a loser, no friends. You always bring people with you and invite them along. But also go outside the doTERRA sphere and dive deep into essential oils, health, and well-being. The more you learn about that, the more you can be an advocate for wellness, and that's why we call you a wellness advocate. The final thing I want to talk to you about is collaboration and community. And there's a reason why I put guaiac wood on this image here. The guaiac wood tree grows in Paraguay, and if you were to look under the soil, guaiac wood trees grow in clumps. And what they do is they hold on to the roots of the other trees for strength and, to keep each other going well and thriving. And that's going to be a really important thing for you in developing your business going forward. Now, some people identify with this term of being a lone wolf. And it's very true that a single person can amount an impressive list of achievements throughout their lifetime. But if they do that, whether it be money or a big house or a big car, if they get to the end of the route, if they get to the top of the mountain, who are you going to celebrate that with? It can be very lonely at the top if you've gone it alone. So it is possible for you to raise a family by yourself, to get a degree, to score that ultimate job, and do so many things purely by yourself. However, doTERRA is different. doTERRA is personal development because it requires you to work with other people. If you want to become or stay a doTERRA diamond, presidential diamond, the highest rank, or even go beyond that, people like David Shung, who's got all those presidential diamonds under him, you've got to do it with other people. So we looked at the other ranks, but here is diamond. Diamond requires 4 silvers, each with their elite, so 12 elites beneath them. It is pretty much impossible for you to support all those people and enroll all those people by yourself. So as time goes on, we want to encourage other people to share with their networks, and you support them in doing that to help you get to these different ranks. So what you want to do is you want to start to create a culture of collaboration from today. We love essential oils because they are gifts of nature. And when I'm looking for a life lesson or how I should approach something, I often like to ask myself, what would nature do? If we walk into any ecosystem, we know that nothing exists alone. In an ecosystem, the trees will grow and complement each other. The big trees will offer shade to the trees down below so that they can grow and not get burnt by the sun. The birds are eating the fruit, which is allowing them to have the nutrition they need. But then as they fly around, they poop out the seeds elsewhere, and that allows that tree to spread throughout an area. Those birds are being eating the insects to stop them pestering some animals, and then those birds might be food for other animals as well, and so on. You know the circle of life. So everything is working together. Everything has its strength to keep that balance and that harmony. And you want your doTERRA business to be the same. So here's my golden rule. In your business, don't do anything alone. So I want to share a bit of a presentation from something I taught at Leadership in 2022. So in the early days, it might look a little bit like this, and using the term, if I will you. Now, this doesn't necessarily have to be people that are your customers. They may be friends or family members. They may be other professionals that you can collaborate with, or it may just be this, you're going to find you're going to have these customers that just love doTERRA. They may not even decide they want to do doTERRA business. They have a full-time job, but just getting them to help you out. And you start with the term, if I were you. If I come and teach a class, or if I come and share at your, with your friends, would you mind making the On Guard apples and help me put the welcome packs together, the little gift packs that we're going to give out to everyone? Or if I enter the enrollment, will you send out the welcome email? Or if I run a Zoom class, can you be on that Zoom class with me because they're for your friends and the people you know, and you answer the questions? Or they may be for people that I know, but if you help me out, I can put them underneath you to help you get your power of 3. Or if I do the personal wellness consult, can you come on and organize that with your new client? Can you organize that time? Or if I add you to Oil Camp, can you be one of the coaches and reply to some of the participants? all those types of things. So would you help me out? And then as time goes on, you may find that people get more confident. They want to be involved. They're enjoying getting maybe their Paris free commission, or maybe they've gone, I'd like to do launch camp and I'd like to learn more and develop as well. So then we start to switch it. Well, if you can, I can. So if you talk in this presentation about why you love doTERRA, I can then talk about ways to use all the oils. Or if you want to share about lavender, lemon, and peppermint because you know them really well, I can do the rest of them. If I run a class or a personal consult, I can be there, or you run it, and I'll be there to answer all the tricky questions. Or what happened after I got really confident presenting by myself is my mentor would say, let me know when you're doing the class, and I'll just keep an eye on my phone for those 2 to 3 hours that you might be there. If there's any sticky questions, and there often was, I just call her. So I didn't need them there anymore. So in these early growing years, the first year, two of your doTERRA business, what you want to do is want to look for strength of loyal followers. So you may have a Reiki practitioner, you may have a vet, you may have someone who's a personal trainer. Can they come in? Can they help in some way? You may have someone who's just got a beautiful house, a really great entertainment space, someone who likes cooking. How can you involve other people to create that so that everyone is contributing and you're not doing it all yourself? So loyal followers, passionate customers, emerging sharers that are possibly interested in doing the business or getting a bit of cash back so they can pay for their orders each month, or those that are like, I want to do this. I want to be the next doTERRA diamond. Look for them and look for their strength and lean into them. So as your business starts to build more, you can start to take turns at teaching different classes for customers. Some of you, and you'll see this in Essential Friendships, we have people that are great with pets. We have people that are great with families. We have people that are great with hormones, people that are great with all different aspects of the doTERRA range. So we lean into different people as well. You might, when there's a product of the month, and we're really focusing on that product for the month, or if there's a BOGO, buy one, get one free oil sale or a flash sale, can we each share a little bit into with our community about why we love those certain products? Or, a customer just asked about best oils for their dog. That's not your thing. Kathy, would you mind replying to that post for me and help out? So inviting people to help you out all the time. And then you can also keep stretching to your cross lines. So obviously, in your doTERRA business, you have your tree. But within the Essential Friendships family, there's going to be other people that are at levels similar to you and kind of your cousins, really, that are there to help you out as well. But also, as you start going to more and more doTERRA events, you're going to meet people outside of the Essential Friendships family. And what's really beautiful is to meet more people that are at the same rank or about the same level as you. Why? Well, as a diamond above leader, for me, I'm not dealing with the same challenges that you are as maybe an elite. So just like a 12-year-old is dealing with different issues from a 20-year-old, is dealing with different issues from a 60-year-old, sometimes finding people that are in a similar situation to you can be really comforting and really helpful. It also allows you to bring in other people into the network. So some of these faces, you may recognize them from some of the videos in our Essential Friendships education, some of the training that's been in Launch Camp, and some of them you'll probably get to know over time. These are other diamond above leaders around the world that are not within the Essential Friendships family, and they get no benefit whatsoever from helping me out. But we help each other out. With many of them, we'll either run classes or courses or presentations together, or we'll do a trade. So for example, Erin Blott, you can see up in the top left-hand corner, she is a retired nurse who's really good at pregnancy, birth, and beyond. Not one of my areas of specialty. So I asked her, would you come on and teach a class about that online for all my team in Essential Friendships? And I'll go on to your team group and I'll teach something about chakras. And so you can do these cross collaborations as well. M. Falconbridge, the one with the red hat on, lovely at arts and craft and making your own diffuser bracelets and things like that. I'm not a DIYer. So we'll do things where I'll talk about the oils and I'll talk about maybe the more spiritual aspect, and she'll guide people through making their own mala bead things. Who have you got in your network that you could possibly collaborate with as well? They don't have to necessarily be doTERRA people as well. Can you find mutually beneficial collaborations with people in your community? Are there health centers? Are there gyms? Are there healers that you could collaborate with? And you both could benefit and tap into each other's networks and communities. So, as I said, larger group gatherings, bringing one team together with another team that have nothing to do with each other, but it's like bringing two cousin families together, swapping lessons and guest appearances. And also, you can do some mentoring as well. There are programs that doTERRA run, things like the Grow program, where you'll actually be mentored by someone from another team rather than me or one of our Essential Friendships leaders. So you'll get those kind of experiences as well. That's a really great thing you'll notice about doTERRA compared to other network marketing organizations is we kind of have this one tree, we all help each other, we all lift together type of mentality. So instead of this competition of, that they might steal my customers and that type of thing, we're like, no, there's enough for all of us and we'll all help each other out. So I have to drop a bit of a truth bomb for you. We've talked a little bit about starting to look for people that you can work with. And over time, to get to the level of silver, you need to have those 3 elites. And ideally, hopefully, they're people that are contributing to your community a little bit. Now, sometimes it feels that, or the image is portrayed that it's going to be like the left. You just need to find those 3 fabulous people in your front line, and you're going to skip through life with not a care in the world. But guess what? Just like the drama in Sex and the City or in life, sometimes it doesn't run smoothly. And sometimes you feel like you're doing it all yourself. What you're going to find is the business community will evolve throughout time. Those original 3 people that are on your front line may not all want to stay there, may not want to keep ordering after the 4th year. Getting their power of 3 and locking that in so they're not having to pay for their orders helps to secure them. But things will change over time. Just like any business or any job, people come and people go. Sometimes you'll all be singing harmoniously together, and other times you'll feel all alone. There will be tough times. Now, whenever, just like any business or any job, I don't think you've ever had one where you've had not a bad day. What do we do in these times? Well, first of all, we want to come back to our why. Why am I doing this? Why did I decide to do a doTERRA business in the first place? And there's going to be some extra videos in the extra information of this guide that I'd really encourage you to dive into about getting to know your why and what your why is. The why for me is what gets me up on a Sunday morning to teach a class. Gets me to stay up late and teach for a different time zone because I know the greater picture and the greater benefit and how that will benefit not only my life in the long run, but many other people's as well. Also, sometimes when things aren't working out for us, we kind of fall into focusing on us. If you can start to go back to why we love doTERRA, and we've talked about this, it's not just about selling to people, it's about being of service to people and helping people. Go back to that, because when we can help someone, we start to feel good about ourselves again. And we turn that tough or that bad day we're having into a bit of a rewarding day. It's also really important to keep it fun. Some people love doing community events. Some people love teaching about the oils. Some people love doing aroma touch. Some people love doing symphony of the cells. You've got to make sure you're constantly having fun and going back to that. I love learning about the oils. So if the business side of things, if I'm worrying about not getting the right OV or getting my power 3 right and all that, and it's getting really down, I'm like, right, I love the oils. Can I find a new book? Can I find a new podcast to learn something new about one of the oils in the doTERRA range? And I go back to my joy. And lean into your community. Don't be a lone wolf. I've seen people try and lone wolf it, and I'm going to tell you now, you can either lone wolf it and realize in a year or 2 that that doesn't work, or straight away start that culture of collaboration, and that will help you get through those tough times as well. At the end of the day, we all need to earn money. It's important for us to do that so we can live the life that we want to live. But why not do it in a way we love? I have had some amazing experiences in the first 10 years of my doTERRA career, and I'm looking forward to many, many more for a few decades to come. I think I'll be in my doTERRA business until the day I die. I've had the chance to go to Nepal, up into the mountains, and help to meet the people who go into the forest and pick the wintergreen. I've been in Hawaii where I worked with Emily Wright and dug holes in the ground to plant sandalwood trees and to reforest an area that was once a sandalwood forest and became farmland so that in 30 years' time, we'll have Iliahi or Hawaiian sandalwood oil. I've had the opportunity to talk in front of thousands of people. I think I'm up to 8 or 9 thousand people, which is something I really enjoy to do. I've got to fly to Japan, to Malaysia, to America, all these different places to present to people about essential oils. And it's also given me the freedom to do what I love. I love to write. I love to study. I love to put that in a book, and I love to create. I knew I couldn't do that if I was working a full-time job, and doTERRA gives me the freedom to do that. What do you want to do? And remember that it's not all about you making the money. You're making a difference every single day with doTERRA. I've been able to donate to charities that I'm really quite passionate about. I've been able to help families and individuals who are having health issues that they thought there was no solution to. But we also know when we're involved with doTERRA, whether we be a customer or we're building a business like you are, we're helping communities, and there'll be opportunities for you to actually actively go directly to those communities and help. But every oil through the Healing Hands Foundation is helping those communities, helping those growers, and so on. And because of doTERRA's environmental stewardship, we know that we are helping the planet by choosing doTERRA as well. So this concludes your final week of Launch Camp. Where do we go from here? Well, what will happen is you'll maybe not need to do a weekly check-in, but we'll discuss this with whoever your mentor is, and you're going to have a regular check-in, at least once a month, based on how much time you're devoting to doTERRA and how quickly your business is growing. We also have our doTERRA Biz Chat. Now that's on Facebook or WhatsApp. You want to be in that so that you're talking with the greater community and all the other business builders as well. I also now invite you, if you aren't already attending, to come to our weekly Wednesday Team Biz meeting. This is where we go through the issues that are coming up with the pipes, with the 2+2+2+1, where we talk about the promotions, where you get some added training from people that are at the same point as you are. When you're having something you're stuck with, you can bring that to the group, and as a collective, we can help you to solve that issue together. We also do advanced product training and so much more. Now, if the time zone doesn't work for you or the time we have it each week, then we do put the replays each week into our YouTube channel and you can watch them there. So you definitely want to make time, an hour each week, to dedicate to that. Also, don't get distracted. There are often different ideas of ways of doing doTERRA and things that come up, but don't get caught up in the next flashy thing. Don't get caught up in your personal development. Just keep doing your weekly pipes, your 2+2+2+1. And most importantly, keep having fun. So that concludes your final core lesson of Launch Camp. Congratulations on making it through. Of course, there's some extra content and juicy goodies underneath this one. Dive through them, and whether it be myself or another mentor that you've been working with, we look forward to hearing how you felt after watching this session. Take care, and we look forward to seeing your doTERRA business grow and flourish as you do at the same time.